way? Well, it should be a collision tonight in our main event. Samoa Joe, one-on-one with Apollo Crews.
Oh, I thought these guys went to Raw and SmackDown and we were rid of them.
They're back.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall.
Here come the Smack Talkers.
Beat up July. They don't pose on the couch, but they are just not me. I'm up in the club, stacking the ducks and stuff the fly. I'm hot on sauce. You soft like what's up? You ain't heard of me? You probably ask about. Nice to meet you. So good to see.
My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Big Cat, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room, how you doing?
If I'm being honest, I was better before these two arrived. That's how I'm doing.
I'm a club connoisseur. See me out on the floor. And you getting jelly the way all these girls be up in the roar. What's up, man? You need a slap in the chin.
How you doing? Now, me and Enzo have been doing this longer than any tag team in NXT history. And we have never gone toe-to-toe with our opponents tonight. And we will certainly find out if there's only one word to describe them, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. S-A-W.
I can answer the question, Phillips. There's definitely more than one word to describe them. Dominant, excellent, champion.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 465 pounds. They are the NXT Tag Team Champions, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, American Alpha.
It was a little over 2 weeks ago, American Alpha realized their dream, became NXT Tag Team Champions at NXT Takeover Dallas, dethroning the Revival. What a match that was. But we know tonight, as Enzo and Cass alluded to, two teams that have never faced off against each other. Enzo and Cass, big aspirations as a part of the #1 contenders WWE Tag Team title tournament, but now they face off against the top dogs in the NXT Tag Team division. So it's going to be Chad Gable to start things off against Enzo Amore. And Graves, you're a former NXT Tag Team Champion. You've faced, most of the men in this ring right now. Shoulders down here on Enzo and a kick out. Now Gable just trying to outmaneuver Enzo on the mat here.
Well, listen, as tough as Enzo Amore may be, and he is, you are not going to out-wrestle Chad Gable nor Jason Jordan, period.
Enzo and Cass, they talked about it. They're not only the most popular tag team in NXT history, but the longest tenured. They've been through a ton together. Now with their emergence on Raw and SmackDown, a lot happening in their lives.
Well, I can assure you one thing, if they are anything less than 100% focused on American Alpha, they're not going to walk out of the ring, period, let alone victorious.
Same thing goes for American Alpha. They may be NXT Tag Team Champions, but again, Enzo and Cass, they've competed for the titles multiple occasions. Shoulders down, kick out. Gable and Jordan have to stay focused as well.
Enzo and Cass have competed for the title numerous times. You know how many times American Alpha competed for them? Once. And they won.
You're absolutely
right. And they're
right.
the champions now, so you don't need to worry about what they've done or came up short in the past.
In comes the former Indiana Hoosier, Jason Jordan, a man who was extremely emotional in NXT Takeover Dallas. He said it was years in the making to get to that point. A team that had meshed so well ever since first tagging together in July of last summer.
You know, I never quite understood what exactly a Hoosier is, so from now on I'm just going to picture Jason Jordan.
That's a good idea. Shot to the arm. Here's a cover from Gable. Kick out at 2 by Enzo. Gable and Jordan, it's been very emotional for them. They talked about their trials and tribulations in amateur wrestling, and they seem to have found a home, their place here on NXT as champions. And I think the question on everybody's mind is, how is the Revival going to react to what happened to Dallas?
I'm sure they're going to replan, figure things out, change a few things, and come back stronger than ever.
Now Jordan just trying to wear down Enzo Amore. Enzo's got to make a tag to the 7-foot-tall Big Cass.
And if he doesn't, Jordan may very well tear his left arm right off his body. I'm sure Enzo would come up with some clever nicknames for himself then.
Now Jordan just trying to work Enzo back into his corner. There's the tag to Chad Gable. Again, down to the mat goes Enzo Amore. Oh, and Gable wrenching at that left arm.
Got that hammer.
Another tag. And it's one thing you know all too well, Graves, as a former NXT Tag Team Champion. It's one thing to become champion, but another thing to stay champion.
It's a whole different ball game for American Alpha now. Now they're defending. Now they are the target. Everyone in the tag team division is looking at them, including guys now coming back from Raw and SmackDown wanting a shot.
Oh, and there's the tag to Big Cass.
The complexion of the entire match could have just changed. Can American Alpha get it done? We'll find out.
We are back here on NXT. Enzo and Cass facing off against the NXT Tag Team Champions, American Alpha. There's a tag by Enzo Amore, Big Cass. Great double team work into Jason Jordan. Cover for the victory here and a kick out. I remember last week on NXT, Graves, these two talking a little bit backstage, a little appreciation, a lot of respect between these two teams, and Enzo Amore is one who offered a little friendly challenge to American Alpha.
Friendly competition, championship's not on the line, but you gotta know, with Enzo and Cass, that's what they have in the back of their mind. They know if somehow they're able to beat American Alpha tonight, they go to the top of the line for the NXT Tag Team title.
Tag made by Gable out of the apron. Oh, and whipping Enzo Amore. Wow. That left arm has taken a lot of damage already at the hands of American Alpha. Enzo, oh! Can't seem to find an opening. Oh, and a collision there.
Gable, can you continue?
Let's take another look at this. Both Enzo and Gable seemingly on the exact same page. Double forearms. Both trying to go between the ropes. Head-on collision. And we are back at even.
Now Big Cass gets the tag. And this is a mismatch that American Alpha did not want to happen. Big Cass and Gable.
Let's be honest, Big Cass is a game changer. He is 7 feet tall, he's tough, he's agile, he can get it done.
Gable, how about it?
And a lot of people are talking about Enzo and Cass. I mean, their first day on Raw, they showed up and they called out the Dudley Boys. These guys talk a big game and they back it up. The fact of the matter is, it's a brotherhood that goes back several years. Big Cass, you remember, Enzo Cass had a broken leg for the better part of a year. Big Cass held down the fort. He waited for Enzo Amore, and they've done great things together.
When you talk about a brotherhood, I was actually hired on the exact same day as Jason Jordan. We took our medical test together in Pittsburgh. We got down there. Big Cass was in NXT at the time. We've trained together. We've come up together. We've built this thing together.
Cover and a kick out.
The brotherhood runs incredibly deep. There is so much respect for each other in that ring right now. And there's also Enzo Amore.
What do you mean there's also Enzo Amore?
He's there.
He's arguably the greatest talker ever in NXT history. I know you're going to get all upset about that because you probably think you're the greatest talker in NXT history. The NXT Universe behind Enzo Amore and Big Cass here so far in this matchup.
Well, it's an unusual situation. American Alpha has been such fan favorites since they got on the same page. I mean, seemingly every time they appear, the crowd goes ballistic. Enzo Amore might be the favorite here. Let's see how American Alpha reacts to that.
NXT Tag Team Champions, a little less than 3 weeks removed from their championship victory at NXT Takeover Dallas. Now Gable trying to crawl through, trying to make a tag to Jason Jordan. And good job by Enzo, keep them separated. Cass with a tag, and Enzo cutting down Chad Gable.
Credit to Enzo Amore for that maneuver.
Cover, and Gable kicks out from underneath the near 300-pounder.
That was great ring awareness by Enzo, realizing how close Gable was to making the tag and doing whatever he had to do to stop it.
Now Big Cass splashing down to the corner. Take a look at this, the hang time for Big Cass. And again, going after the arm here of Chad Gable. Look at this, Gable straight up in the air. The strength of Big Cass.
Hell yeah, Cass. Come on, baby.
That is a long fall, 7
Cass.
feet down.
Come on.
We talked about it earlier on in this matchup, Graves, the Revival, former NXT Tag Team Champions. If there's one thing we know about the Revival, it's that they hold a grudge against both of these teams, as a matter of fact.
They also hold a rematch clause. I'm sure they can cash that in sooner than later.
Baby. Come on, let's go, King. Here we go.
How you doing, Chance? Coming here from the NXT Universe.
This is a smart strategy by Big Cass. You're trying to take away that arm of Gable. You know so much of American Alpha's offense is based on the suplexes and the submissions. Taking away Gable's arm eliminates a lot of that.
And the one thing Enzo and Cass need to be careful of is don't let Jason Jordan out of that corner, and face first into the top of the steel post went Big Cass. This could be the opening Chad Gable needed. Now Gable trying to crawl into his corner. Big Cass dives into the tag to Enzo, and here comes Jason Jordan. JJ starting to get on a roll with a drop kick.
Look at how quick.
Whoa.
Look at the power, just raw power by Jordan. Oh, good God.
Look at the intensity in the eyes of Jason Jordan. Into the corner, oh, and Big Cass took the bullet for his teammate.
Sacrificing his own body to preserve the opportunity for this team. Smart move by Big Cass. Sure didn't feel very good.
Enzo caught by Jason Jordan into a suplex. Straps are going back up.
It's like hitting the reset button.
Boom! Grand amplitude! And the NXT Tag Team Champions kick it off with a win.
Here are your winners, the NXT Tag Team Champions of American Alpha.
Enzo and Cass asked for a little friendly competition, and American Alpha brought their A game.
Watch this.
Enzo launched like a lawn dart.
A beautiful suplex from Jason Jordan, and then Jordan would unload. However, it was Big Cass who would sacrifice himself for Enzo Amore to keep him in the match.
It kept him in a match just a little longer, long enough for grand amplitude.
And the NXT Tag Team Champions picking up where they left off at NXT Takeover Dallas. Jordan and Gable, a great showing against a great team in Enzo and Cass.
If there's one thing I don't like, it's bullies. So I guess that means I don't like you, Joe. Now, don't get me wrong. I followed you for a very long time, very, very long time, even before I started training. I'm very, very well aware of what you've accomplished and what you can do in the ring. But guess what, Joe? I can do a lot, too. And I can't wait to show you later tonight on NXT. Welcome to the age of Apollo.
NXT's got this buzz around it. Something's happening here.
Are you kidding me? Devil's gonna fly! Jordan pulled out on a stop! Here he comes! Look out, he hit it! I cannot believe what we just witnessed! We are seeing a superstar born tonight! This is the place to be! This is NXT!
We're just getting started. Trust me.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Dresden, Germany, weighing 245 pounds, Alexander Wolf.
Alexander Wolf, one of the newest signees to NXT. We've seen him just a handful of times here on NXT television, and a big opportunity for him tonight here in Dallas.
Yeah, he's got a bad attitude, really nasty demeanor. Curious to see what he brings to the ring.
He developed quite a reputation for himself on the independent scene in Germany. He's referred to as the Axeman for some of the things he would do in the ring. Absolutely despicable.
To earn yourself a name like the Axeman, you got to be despicable.
And his opponent from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, weighing 245 pounds, No Way Jose!
No way, Jose! Graves, get out of your chair, start moving, start dancing, feel the energy, baby!
No, there are some questions to be answered, Philip.
No!
Who is this Jose and why is he always being denied?
What do you mean? His name is No Way Jose. He's from the Dominican Republic, and he's one of the newest superstars here on NXT.
It looks like Jose wants to have a good time, but to be totally honest, he reminds me of those shady guys that hang out outside of the resorts. You know, the ones that tell you, come with me, I'll show you where the real party is. I don't trust No Way Jose.
So here we go, Alexander Wolf, who doesn't look one bit entertained by No Way Jose. Jose looks like he's in his own little world.
He looks like he's having a great time. I mean, to his credit, whatever works.
The NXT Universe is certainly taking to him pretty quickly. No Way Jose, one of the newest superstars here to NXT, as we talked about. And his hips don't lie. Is he dancing? This isn't capoeira or anything, is it? Is this what dance fighting's all about, Graves?
Apparently so.
No. Oh, and there goes Wolf.
A flying snapmare there by No Way Jose.
Whoa.
Phillips, when's the last time you saw an airplane spin?
I don't know. I think I'm going to be sick.
Whoa! All right, I'm going
No Way Jose's having a great time. Oh, and a rolling senton. That's Sami Zayn's Olay. Oh!
It's the bouncing souls of Olay, Tom, but yes, Sami Zayn stole it, now Jose stole it.
Oh, and into the top turnbuckle, Alexander Wolf trying to create his own opportunity. Would certainly give Wolf a little recognition here to knock off a man in his debut and a kick out. I don't think Wolf likes to have any fun, Graves. He might be right up your alley.
You know, who are you to judge what Alexander Wolf does for fun? He might be like a great karaoke champion or something. Just because you've never taken the time to speak to the guy doesn't mean he has character flaws.
It's because he speaks German. I don't speak German. He doesn't speak any English.
Listen,
as far as I know.
you were quick to jump on him about his reputation as the Axeman.
Because he has a bad reputation, from what I understand. He's a brutal guy.
Maybe he's misunderstood.
He's misunderstood, sure. Southpaw jabs here from No Way Jose. Oh, there's an arm drag. Oh, get it. It's a wing batter. Oh, into the bulldog.
I will give credit where it's due. No Way Jose is unique. He's winding up, and there's the pitch. That was a little premature.
Oh!
Right in the face.
A fastball right down Main Street, and No Way Jose wins in his debut.
Here is your winner, No Way Jose!
See, Graves, they would have called that a strikeout for you because you swung too early.
That's the story of my life. No Way Jose bringing baseball, dancing, and wrestling all together. It's unique. It's interesting.
He's got his own kind of flair. It feels like a fiesta in here. Come on, I know you want to dance a little bit.
Not at all, Tom. Not at all. No way, Tom.
Austin, Baron Corbin made some comments regarding your victory over him at NXT Takeover Dallas, calling it lucky. What is your response to that comment?
Lucky. Luck's a funny thing. I don't really believe in luck. I think luck's just a byproduct of the decisions we make, the hard work that we put in. But Baron Corbin, he's entitled to his opinion. But I'm going to tell Baron Corbin the same thing I tell everybody when they wish Austin Aries luck. I don't need luck. I've got skill. And yeah, Baron Corbin, he beat me up good in that match. He busted me up in that middle of the ring. But all it took was 3 seconds to prove to Baron Corbin luck had nothing to do with it. But it seems he still wants to prove himself to be the better man. He thinks he's the better man. Well, Baron Corbin, I'm not a hard guy to find. And really, I'll tell this to the whole NXT locker room. I'm not a hard guy to find. I came here for a reason, and that's to prove that I'm the greatest. There's a lot of A-level competition here in NXT, but there's only one man at the A-double level, and that's Austin Aries.
There's only one man at the A-double level, but what level is this guy on? Monster level. 100% pure monster. Samoa Joe head-to-head with Apollo Crews tonight.
What are you doing here? I've been listening to your songs.
And it seems to me that you're looking for an opportunity.
What makes you think you know what I want?
I honestly don't know what you want, but I know what's best for NXT. And so next week, you will face NXT's newest signee, Shinsuke Nakamura.
And they were singing bye bye Miss American Pie. You know what that song is, fellas?
The end of Samson?
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from San Diego, California, Nia Jax.
Oh, it is definitely impending doom anytime Nia Jax makes her way to the ring. Nia Jax, arguably the most dominant woman in NXT. What is new and what is in store for Nia Jax?
First of all, who would have ever thought impending doom would look so beautiful? $1 million smile on her. She enjoys every minute she's inside that ring, hurting other people. It's so much fun to watch. She's focused. She wants the NXT Women's Championship, which was her goal from the outset.
And her opponent from Hackettstown, New Jersey, Deonna Purrazzo.
We've seen Deonna Purrazzo a myriad of times here on NXT. She's tangled with the now NXT Women's Champion Asuka. She's tangled with Dana Brooke and Emma. Is she just looking for a fight? I don't quite understand it, Graves.
I would say she's more of a glutton for punishment, Tom. It seems like Deonna, every time she shows up, she gets a little better. She's tough. She's a strong competitor, but she just seems to have a lot of bad luck.
You give her credit. She's got a lot of heart and courage and everything, but I mean, it's Nia Jax. Oh! Absolutely tossed by Jax. Oh. And we do want to mention what we saw just a little bit earlier on, Graves. I know you were singing the praises of Mr. William Regal for his decision. We will see Nakamura versus Elias Sampson next week here on NXT.
What a shoulder breaker by Jax.
Oh, and Jax with the elbow.
And another one.
Jax was paying very close attention to NXT TakeOver Dallas and now has her sights set on Asuka.
Look at this. She's giving Deonna Purrazzo time to get up just so she can knock her back down. Now look at the power on display by Nia Jax.
Deonna Purrazzo trying to chop down Nia Jax. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, into a Samoa drop.
Full head of steam. Good night.
And that is it.
Here is your winner, Nia Jax.
You know what, Tom? I'm not tired of watching Nia Jax, so let's watch it again, all right? Let's take a look at the power. Samoan drop. That could have been the end right there. But instead, she opted to end it with the leg drop that has served her so very well.
There is no one else quite like Nia Jax in this division.
Bailey, now next week, Eva Marie and Asuka face each other. You've had the opportunity to face both of them in the ring. What can the NXT universe expect?
Well, Asuka is the NXT Women's Champion for a reason, and you don't have to tell me how lethal she can be in the ring, because if you just watch TakeOver Dallas, you will be convinced. But I wouldn't look past Eva Marie either. Don't get caught up in her total divas, red carpet image, because she's tougher than people think. I've been in the ring with her, and especially if Nia Jax is in the mix, anything could happen. But all I know, as long as the Women's Champion is in the picture, I'll be watching.
Bailey keeping a watchful eye on the NXT Women's Championship. However, it'll be Apollo Crews who's going to have to keep his eyes open. Coming up next he collides with the man who's been on a warpath, Samoa Joe. That is next.
Hello, McFly.
Where's Austin?
Get him! I thought everybody's dad looked like a deranged serial killer.
Mr. McMahon?
I know. I'm the funniest guy ever.
We're gonna deal with this the way any self-respecting adult does, by ignoring it. Hey, girls!
I want to go home.
Something about your ponytail and it leaving just doesn't sit right with me.
It didn't leave, I cut it off.
I don't believe it.
Hugs come in many forms, Tommy.
Come on.
I'm Mick Foley, and nothing prepared me for the biggest challenge of them all. I got married and had kids, 4 of them.
I need to tell you something. I want to wrestle.
Why?
The universe is electric tonight as we welcome you to Payback. WWE goes extreme. Extreme Rules.
This is awkward.
Big news coming up next week here on NXT. Graves, I know you're excited about this one. The NXT Women's Champion, Asuka, faces off against the Red Queen, Eva Marie.
Finally, the Red Queen gets her revenge. But from Red Queen to the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, next week, one-on-one with the Drifter, Elias Sampson. You heard Mr. Regal make it official earlier. It goes down next week.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 235 pounds, Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews has been all over Raw and SmackDown for the last few weeks, but tonight he will have to face Samoa Joe.
NXT is presented by Tap Out Athletic Wear. Available now at JCPenney and tapout.com.
Apollo Crews has already made a great impact on Raw and SmackDown. However, what is he going to have to do to withstand the rampage that Samoa Joe will inevitably be on?
That is a great question that I do not have an answer for. I don't know how anybody has been able to withstand Samoa Joe, namely one Finn Balor, who barely survived at Takeover Dallas, and Joe is in a, if it were even possible, a worse mood than before.
And his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing 282 pounds, Samoa Joe.
And Grace, it's funny you use the term survive. That's exactly what Finn Balor said about London, and it was the exact same thing that Finn Balor said about Dallas. Samoa Joe, you can see there the right eye, 6 stitches to a cut that occurred very early on in that matchup, Graves, and certainly changed the complexion of the NXT Championship match.
It changed the complexion of the match, it changed the pace, but it didn't change the mindset of Samoa Joe. He was focused on destroying Finn Balor and winning the NXT Championship, and he came up short. Samoa Joe does not like coming up short.
I don't know about you, but there were times in that match that Samoa Joe, it didn't just seem that he wanted to win the NXT Championship, but that he wanted to end Finn Balor, period. So this our main event here tonight on NXT, Samoa Joe against Apollo Crews. And Crews might have the power to counteract Samoa Joe.
Apollo Crews is certainly the closest thing we've seen to the total package in a long time. The guy can fly, he's got power, he's got ground game. but Samoa Joe has experience on Apollo Crews. You heard Apollo say earlier that he watched Samoa Joe before he became a wrestler, before he got into this business. He knew about Joe and what he's capable of. Oh. I'm sure he's got a game plan, but Joe can throw you off oh so quick.
And Samoa Joe talked about it over the last few weeks here on NXT, saying, quote, "I'm a warrior. I've been on a war to try and get to the NXT Championship, and it starts all over again tonight." What kind of mindset would Apollo Crews be being in the way of a Samoa Joe?
Unfortunately for Crews, that's part of this business. You can't always pick and choose your opponents. Sometimes you draw the hand that is an angry Samoan like Joe. Crews has been building a lot of momentum on Raw and SmackDown. He's been very impressive, but Samoa Joe could put a stop to all of that tonight. I think who should be most troubled by Samoa Joe's mindset is Finn Balor. You heard Joe flat out say, this isn't over. He's not done yet. His focus hasn't shifted from Finn Balor. He still wants to take out Finn and his NXT Championship.
Finn making history this past Sunday, surpassing Neville as the longest reigning NXT champion in history, now at 291 days. Tomorrow night in Lowell, Massachusetts, Samoa Joe challenges Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. We hope you'll join us if you're in the New England area this Friday night in Kingston, Rhode Island. And then again, NXT Live this Saturday night in Poughkeepsie, New York. For more information, go to WWE.com.
You never know for sure what's going to go down at an NXT Live event. You never know what's going to go down, who's going to show up. We've seen Kevin Owens show up. We've seen Triple H. One thing is for sure, there is a reason NXT is the hottest ticket in town, no matter where it goes.
Oh, and a chop right to the chest of Apollo Crews, and here goes jabs from Samoa Joe.
Piston-like rights by Samoa Joe. Whatever your game plan was, Apollo, you better pick it up.
Are you okay?
What a headbutt by Joe.
Oh, Crews showing off some of that agility. Oh, he did it with a drop kick. That'll throw you off your game. Apollo Crews and Samoa Joe one-on-one here in our main event. We are just getting started here on NXT.
This June, get ready to get loud. See Finn Balor, American Alpha, Bayley, and so much more when all the excitement of NXT heads your way this summer. WWE presents NXT Live, coming to the Download Festival in Derby and a city near you on the following dates. Tickets available. For more information, head on over to WWE.com.
Well, you retired first, and you're 1 month older. That makes you the rated AARP superstar.
Who the hell is that one with his big fat
Did you guys just have a stroke? How can I be pocketing tips when I'm not wearing any pants? Holy balls.
The Edge and Christian Show that totally reeks of awesomeness. Tonight, immediately following NXT, only on WWE Network.
Oh, Samoa Joe laying into Apollo Crews. This our main event here tonight on NXT. And the entirety of the NXT universe resetting after NXT Takeover Dallas. Everyone trying to make an impact in their own way, everyone on their own paths. We know what Apollo Crews has done lately on Raw and SmackDown. Tonight he runs into the buzzsaw. Samoa Joe caught in the corner with an enziguri.
Let's take another look at this. Samoa Joe so quick, so dangerous. Sending Crews across the ring, full speed ahead, bam!
We knew Joe was going to be on a tear coming into tonight. Disappointment after NXT Takeover Dallas, the NXT Championship match. His second crack at Finn Balor, unsuccessful. Perhaps taking out his frustrations here tonight on the leader of the Apollo Nation. No doubt Joe heard what Apollo Crews said earlier on the night. Apollo Crews calling Samoa Joe, a bully.
Apollo Crews also said earlier that it was the beginning of the age of Apollo, and it looks like Samoa Joe's looking to make that a very short-lived period of time.
Take another look at this. Apollo, for a moment, had an opening here, and then Samoa Joe, watch this, bam, right to the face with a big elbow.
Joe just wrenching on that neck.
There were times, Graves, at NXT TakeOver Dallas, there was a look in the eye of Samoa Joe. There was a desperation, but a laser focus that was downright scary. I've ever seen Samoa Joe like that.
By Joe's own admittance, he was obsessed with the NXT Championship, and he came up short. I mean, what's worse than obsessed? I don't have an answer for that, but whatever it is, that's what Samoa Joe is right now, which makes him even more dangerous than he was before Dallas.
No. Apollo, how about it?
Now Joe, knee right in the spine, broadening the chest of Apollo Crews. Crews gonna have to find a way to counteract the power and quick strikes here of Samoa Joe in our main event.
This is where the power game's starting to come into play by Crews. Like you said at the outset, he might be one of the few guys that can match raw power with Samoa Joe.
Atomic drop there. Oh, and a boot by Samoa Joe. Joe winding up. Joe into the cover to put away Apollo Crews, and a kick out at 2. Yeah, Crews said earlier that he doesn't like bullies, but he's getting bullied around right now by Samoa Joe.
That's what Samoa Joe does. He imposes his will on you, whether you like it or not.
And plain disrespect from Joe. And right now, Crews just doesn't have an answer for Joe. Now Crews doing the smart thing, right? He uses strength here against Samoa Joe, trying to ground himself to counteract the suplex.
Look at Joe, almost shrugging that off. Like, you got to do better than that. He didn't shrug that off.
And Apollo Crews does do better, counters with a suplex of his own. Not too many men who can do that to Samoa Joe. Both men down, both up to the count of 10 to get back to their feet.
4, 5, 6.
Now Crews back up to a vertical base, and here comes Samoa Joe, but Apollo Crews battling back. Crews splashing down in the corner. Crews just making it look too easy. Now Crews measuring Samoa Joe. Oh, right on the side of the face.
Joe might be out.
Crews with the standing moonsault, connects. Cover on Joe, and Joe kicked out. Nearly had Samoa Joe.
Let's take a look at this. Beautiful standing moonsault, got all of it. Unfortunately, it was not quite enough to put Samoa Joe away.
Oh, power slam! Power slam by Joe. Cover on Crews, and he popped free.
The speed of Samoa Joe is unreal.
Scary speed. Now Samoa Joe just measuring Apollo Crews, trying to figure out what it's going to take to put away Crews. But Crews is not backing down one iota. Oh, Crews with the bicycle kick. Cruz needs to capitalize here on Samoa Joe. Is he going to be able to get Joe up for this?
Great counter by Samoa Joe. Spike!
Oh! Cruz bounced about a foot off the mat after that one.
Look in the eyes, Phillips. Look at the eyes of Samoa Joe. Oh, here comes Joe with those bear-like strikes. That's it. Coquina clutches in.
Center of the ring, Apollo Crews in a world of trouble.
This is it. This could be the end of the age of Apollo right here.
Samoa Joe has it locked in tight, and Apollo Crews, no choice but to tap to Samoa Joe.
Here is your winner by submission, Samoa Joe.
I'm gonna take another look at this, and I can guarantee you one man that's watching is Finn Balor, because he wanted to know what Samoa Joe has left in the tank.
Take another look at this, the bicycle kick that nearly knocked out Samoa Joe. Apollo Crews was looking for that toss power bomb, but he just could not muscle Samoa Joe up. And then this in the corner, bam, splat into the mat.
I think Apollo Crews was out cold there just to make sure Samoa Joe locks in the coquina clutch. All the blood, all the oxygen taken away from Cruz's brain. Luckily, he had enough left to tap out and live to fight another day. Once again, there's that terrifying gaze from Samoa Joe. And you know he's got the NXT Championship on his mind.